Lots. It's a blizzard from parts of Delaware to Maine with almost hurricane-force wind gusts.
Here in Boston, we're expecting anywhere from 1 to 2 feet of a heavy, wet snow to fall, and that is going to be coupled with some strong winds. Across the state, we're expecting anywhere from 50 to 75 mile-per-hour wind gusts, and when you put those things together, it is just going to exacerbate our issues with power outages, which just continue to grow this morning.
Fox Weather's Melanie Black. Massachusetts has the most power outages so far, well over 100,000. There are about 500,000 homes and businesses without electricity. Virginia and Maryland on up. And while people are staying off the roads, the travel issues spread far beyond. Flights to and from the Northeast grounded.
Here in the nation's capital, the problem is no different. Hundreds of flights already just today. New York and Boston are much worse. New York airports just this morning experiencing thousands of cancellations. Boston looking just as bad.
Fox Business Network's Connor Hansen at Washington's Reagan National. The Secret Service is investigating the breach at the Trump Mar-a-Lago, Florida estate, where the North Carolina man showed up with a gas can and a shotgun, which the Palm Beach sheriff says Austin Martin raised toward a deputy and agents, and then he was shot and killed.
Martin was reported missing by his family yesterday at 1:38 in the morning. The timing of this report from his relative is notable because, according to authorities, Martin entered Mar-a-Lago at 1:30 a.m. What communication his family had with him or knowledge about his plans is still unclear. His cousin told the Associated Press that Martin's behavior was shocking, that he came from a family of avid Trump supporters and was even afraid of guns.
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol in West Palm Beach. President Trump was not there at the time. America's listening to Fox News.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
A rant from President Trump this morning on Truth Social. After raising his new global tariffs to 15% over the weekend following Friday's Supreme Court ruling, striking down most of his earlier tariffs, the president wrote, "They accidentally and unwittingly gave him far more powers and strength than he had prior, that he can use licenses to do absolutely terrible things to foreign countries that have been ripping us off for decades." Democratic Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro tells ABC's This Week.
We've seen now that the president was acting outside his legal authority. By the way, not a new thing for him as someone who's had to take him to court 19 times as governor. The thing about the tariffs is he's doing it in a way that is hurting the American people, hurting our farmers, hurting consumers, hurting our small businesses.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling more than 200 points for the Dow ahead of the opening bell this morning. The Winter Olympics are over, with the U.S. finishing second in the medal count, 33, behind the leader Norway. The last one was gold on ice. Team USA beat Canada 2-1 in overtime in the men's hockey final. And while Jack Hughes scored the game-winning goal, goalie Connor Hellebuyck made 41 saves in the win.
Connor was part of the foundation of this group from the get-go.
That is U.S. coach Mike Sullivan. It was even more emotional as the players celebrated, skating around the ice in Italy with American flags draped over them. Some held up Johnny Gaudreau's jersey, honoring an American player who was killed by a drunk driver while riding a bike with his brother in 2024. And then for the gold medal team photo, they went up and got Gaudreau's young children from the crowd to join them. Johnny Gaudreau's sister, Katie, tells Fox.
It truly meant the world to us because, honestly, this is what John wanted for his children. He wanted them to experience these experiences, these once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that he worked so hard for.
This was the first U.S. men's hockey gold medal since 1980. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Monday. It is February 23rd, 2026, and you're in tune with The Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. I am Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. We have AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. He's on standby. We'll talk with him in about 3 minutes. Take a look at the hot temperatures by Thursday. We're back to triple digits by Thursday, so enjoy the cooler weather as we have the next couple of days. Yeah, the big story, the U.S. Embassy in Mexico issuing a warning to all Americans in Mexico to shelter in place until further notice because of all the cartel violence. The security alert issued on Sunday, including the border, Tamaulipas and Nuevo León. There were some posts on social media showing some vehicles being burned just south of the border. The alert came after Mexican security forces killed cartel leader El Mencho in a major military operation, prompting widespread violence. So the State Department is warning U.S. citizens in several Mexican states to try to stay in place, avoid all the roadblocks and criminal operations, the activity in the area. The alert came after security forces killed El Mencho and prompted all the widespread violence.
On resorts proper, there's no reports of trouble whatsoever. It's the areas outside of resorts and these vacation destinations that seem to have the most difficulty. And speaking with Americans vacationing in Puerto Vallarta, they are aware because they can see the smoke in the distance rising around them. They were made aware of the shelter-in-place order by fellow travelers from other countries.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed that the U.S. quote, provided intelligence support to the Mexican government to assist in their operation. The Mexican National Guard and Army units from central Mexico have been called in to help reinforce security, while airports in the popular tourist sites of Manzanillo and Puerto Vallarta reported flight cancellations and disruptions because of violence, even inside some of these airports. The embassy is saying that security operations related to roadblocks and ongoing criminal activity meant that Americans need to stay in place for a couple of days. It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. Post-High Court shoot-down of the Trump tariffs on Friday. The emergency use of tariffs under what is called IEEPA by the president. The High Court said no, the president could not do that. But President Trump did gain some European and other trade deals. Now there's reports that in Brussels, the European Union may pause final approval of their trade deal that they signed with the U.S. back in July.
The EU was due to have a final vote on implementing that trade deal this week, but leading members of the European Parliament will now propose suspending the vote, saying that before they can approve the trade deal, they need a proper legal assessment and clear commitments from the U.S.
Yeah, we'll be talking all things tariffs and fallout from the High Court decision that's coming up at 7:15. Hope you can join us. I got my friend JT in the studio, Jorge Torres. He's an expert when it comes to export and import and trade services. So join us with that conversation at 7:09. It is AccuWeather the time. And want to say thank you first to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. They've got what you need at Martin Farm and Ranch, Monte Cristo in Edinburgh. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. Yes, and we start this Monday morning nice and cool, Mid-Valley, about mid-40s, Harlingen, and we're at 4950 McAllen, even Starbase, so Elon Musk and the rockets out about 4950 degrees right now. This would be the coolest morning of the week, right, Jason? When do you start the warm-up? Not that we're looking... when you start the warm-up.
Yeah, correct. Tonight we'll be in the low 50s and then low 60s tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, all in the low 60s for us.
All right. And then get ready for a triple-digit heat by Thursday.
Oof.
Right? You adjusted to a triple-digit. You're up to 97 now.
Yeah, upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow, mid and upper 80s, low 90s Wednesday, and then low to mid and pushing into the upper 90s on Thursday. So just a 1 day bump in the real heat, though. We should, relatively speaking, cool off for Friday with mid and upper 80s.
That's another cool front or what? On Friday?
Yeah, there'll be a little push of cool air that day. Winds will be shifting more into the northeast for us. So a weak little front trying to slide on through.
No rain, though. Nice and dry.
No, dry. It looks like it's Dry all the way to the middle part of next week, and we're down from periods of rain to showers. So we'll see if that even holds as we head toward next week.
Right. Yeah. You got plenty of time to pull that. Hey, Freddie, are you, I know that you're feeding the feral cats and around your house. Are you putting water out there for them as well? Because there's been, I don't know what they're drinking, unless you've, of course, got a sprinkler system that's providing moisture for it.
The wife makes me put water out.
So you put water out there.
Yeah,
so
I'm kidding. I take care of the cats.
Okay, good.
Make sure they're watered.
Yeah, it's their cats, by the way, but you're the one feeding them.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are close. Right?
That's the way it works.
Yeah, let's see here. National Days for today. We celebrate dog biscuits. Yeah. Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, I love Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. They get all inside your teeth, though.
Banana, and the fruity ones, too. The chocolate ones and the fruity ones.
Yeah.
Like the fruity
that's right. They do different flavors. What was it on the Tootsie Roll Pop, right? How many licks until you get to the center, right? I wonder if they actually did a study on that. I'm sure they did. So they've studied everything. And we celebrate banana bread today.
Ooh, I love banana bread.
Doesn't it have like walnuts in it, right?
Sometimes.
It's optional, right?
Doesn't have to.
Well, it's good for you. So
yeah,
it's healthy.
See, because I love bananas, but like the texture of them I can't eat. So banana bread.
Here we go. Back to
the 5-year-old palate. No, it's that. It's with me, it's more the texture of food than anything else. But that banana paste, like, can't do it.
So I'm guessing you don't dip it in your coffee then, because it all get all mushy, and you don't like that.
Banana in your coffee?
Yeah. Banana
bread.
Oh, banana bread.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm sorry. I should have gone back to the. Sorry, I pivoted too quickly on that one. You got to properly transition out of that one. Yeah, Freddie's already thinking.
No, I've never done that actually.
What?
Freddie's already thinking me dipping the banana.
I know. Why would you do that?
Never heard of that. Like that in Texas.
You know what? Now I'm going to try it. I'm going to try some of the Folgers crystals. Peel a banana, put some Folgers crystals on it. See what that tastes. I bet you it's good. Since the banana's all sugary, Lord. I'll try that. All right, pal. I know I kept them moving over
a little bit.
I'll call you next hour. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on 710 KURV. All right, time is 7:13. Education note. The Texas Education Agency has named a new inspector general. Here's reporter Russell Scott saying that this new inspector general at TEA will be looking into a number of campus issues, including recently all these reports of some students walking away from campus to protest ICE.
Levi Fuller says he'll be working with teachers, students, and parents, trying to find inefficiencies and problems and figure out ways to solve those issues. And yes, that likely includes the recent rash of student walkouts over ICE operations.
I can't comment on what may or may not be an investigation right now, and I can't comment on the future. But I can tell you that we've received several complaints about the walkouts, and we're reviewing each and every one.
Fuller says among the most serious concerns, teacher-student sex scandals. Fuller says he's trying to assure teachers this is not a witch hunt. He's only trying to clean things up in school districts across the state.
Up next on 710 KURV, my buddy JT, who's an Aggie, in the studio. He's an expert in import-export issues, interlinked trade services. So now that the High Court said, nope, Mr. President, you cannot use this emergency stopping of trade or preventing of this type of trade. You can't put tariffs on top of that. The president's still going to use tariffs and probably increase more revenue than expected. We'll take a look at the fallout and what does it mean to your pocketbook and your business. That's next on 710 KURV.
Active Liver from New Nordic protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest online at Amazon or in stores at CVS, Wegmans, and now GNC.
Experience everything Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer. Service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with bold design and set the standard with comfort and performance in a new Cadillac CT5. Now just $639 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move. Set yourself apart and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at BertOgdenCadillac.com or come in today to Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh, where legends are made.
Dale gas!
In the Rio Grande Valley, 18-wheeler traffic is heavier than anywhere else in Texas. So if you're involved in an accident, know that big insurance companies will not play fair. because they only care about profits, not your health, not the costs you have incurred, and certainly not your pain and suffering. So if you're involved in an 18-wheeler accident, we will stop insurance companies from taking advantage of you. 1-800-CAR-CATCH. The J. Gonzalez Law Firm, a force for justice.
Tune in for Primary Decision 2026 Election Day results and analysis. Tuesday night, March 3rd. It all starts at 7 on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Potami app.
This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to tune in tomorrow if you're driving around town, taking care of business tomorrow night. 7 p.m. coverage from Fox News. We got the State of the Union tomorrow night right here on 710 KURV. My buddy JT is in the studio. Jorge Torres. He's with Interlink Trade Services, Interlink. And, man, we've been waiting for weeks and weeks for the High Court to finally say yay or nay. We kind of knew it was probably going towards nay, because this IEPA, this emergency trade power that is given to the president in the event of something bad happening, I guess the president still can, right, stop trade or prevent certain things from coming in or going out. Yeah. The thing is that President Trump, of this IEPA statute, he used it to impose tariffs. And from the beginning, in arguments back in October, the High Court said, well, you know, you put tariffs on this thing, you can stop trade, you can prevent things going in and out, but it doesn't sound like, well, only Congress can do the whole tariff. So anyway, the High Court on Friday said, IEPA, no tariffs on IEPA. But there are other provisions for the president to impose tariffs, as he did. Okay, so let's take a step back. And I think the number was $175 billion that had been collected by this administration under this use of IEPA, as they call it, which was, again, help me with the acronym. It's International
Emergencies Powered Act.
Yeah.
So it's basically what you mentioned. It's stop, certain products, certain things coming in from an emergency standpoint, a national emergency. But tariffs were not mentioned specifically.
Yeah,
you can assess tariff in the IEPA.
But there are tariff provisions, so we'll go there here in a little bit. Okay, so if there's $175 billion that were collected incorrectly, unconstitutionally, illegally, let's say, because it's a provision, it's not constitutional issue, but illegally. So when do the importers, when do they get their refund checks? That's not as easy. It's gonna go back to the courts for probably a long time. So I don't think that check's coming anytime soon. Do you think?
We don't expect that to be immediate. Obviously, the consensus is that, yes, they were illegal. So importers, which are the entities that pay the actual tariffs, should be refunded because they were illegal. There's legal precedents that any illegal tariff that happened with the HMF back earlier in the 80s. So they should be refunded. However, the court decision didn't mention specifically if they're going to be refunded and how. So that's going back to the CIT, the Court of International Trade, and CBP to work out. So we still don't know exactly how's that going to play out as far as the mechanisms and when, if it's going to be only for those entities that sue the government, which is over 1,000 entities, if it's going to be open to everyone to get a refund. So there's still a lot of unknowns on how that's going to play out.
Of the 1,000 entities that actually went to court and sued to stop the tariff implementation on IEPA, do we have any idea how much of the $175 billion that is? Is it half? Do they represent a tenth? Do you have any idea?
I don't have a specific number, but it's pretty high there. There's a big corporation like Costco and Chicken of the Sea and a bunch of companies that sued the government. So, but it's pretty high.
So as soon as the decision came in on Friday, I'm sure your phone was blowing up, right? And your employees also, their phone's blowing up. So tell me what comments and questions that were coming in on Friday, you, an export in import and export of the importers, what were they talking to you, asking you on Friday?
There were two basic questions. Okay, so as of today, I'm not paying that anymore, right? And then the other one was, when am I getting my money back? When can we start getting?
Question one, Is that true? They stopped on Friday, or
No,
everything changes tomorrow?
No, that's something that didn't happen on Friday. We got an official communication by Customs Guidance, which we call CSMS messages, that effective on the 24th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday at 12:01 Eastern time, which is 11:01, Monday, that they're going to stop collecting those tariffs. So that's pretty much I can say with confidence that as of tomorrow, the 24th, no more collection of the IEEPA tariffs.
Okay. That was one question. And the other question or comment coming in?
Is when am I getting my money back? So we already talked about that it's not going to be that easy. We still have to see what's going to happen. We still need guidance, what the mechanism. We have an idea how can it work, but it's not official, and we don't know exactly when. We might get some information later on today, but we'll have to wait and see.
What would you say was to the end consumer, to where it matters? Because I know folks driving around town, whatever they're doing right now, they're thinking, okay, how did this affect me? How will this decision affect me? Because inflation is around 2.7 and change, or 2.5%, which is really much closer to the traditional level of 2%. So did all these tariffs have a significant impact to the end user, or was it absorbed through middlemen and corporations, as we saw these write-ups, that how they were absorbed by industry and retail?
Well, as we know, the initial consensus from economists and analysts was that these tariffs were going to create a major impact on inflation, which it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And there are several reasons. There's, for example, a lot of companies had inventory, or when they saw that they were coming, they imported goods without the tariffs. So
there was a rush back April.
They replenished inventories.
Yeah.
So that kind of flushed, and also sellers, exporters, and importers kind of absorbed most of the costs. There were negotiations done. So with the inventory backup and with the absorption, they didn't really pass it along to the end consumer until right now. We're seeing that they're passing it along. So that's why we didn't see a big jump in inflation because of the tariffs. So that's one thing. The other one is obviously, like you asked, how, okay, now we don't have the IEEPA tariffs. How is it going to impact in my pocket?
Yeah.
Well, right now, we're still not clear because there's still a lot of questions, like the refund side of things, and then there's new tariffs coming in. So it's not the end of the road for tariffs, and the mechanisms for the refunds are not there yet. So in the short term, I don't see any major impact on the deep pockets or on the pockets of people. We'll just have to wait and see.
If you could describe in a minute this 15% global tariff that the president has put in place after the High Court said no. Okay, well, let me use the president and the White House took a step back and said, okay, let's use existing law that allows the White House to impose tariffs. Describe that for me, that 15% tariff. Like, what is it? And how does it apply? For how long? All those things.
Well, it's more of a balance of payment for dollar when their dollar is weak. So he's using that because the president has the right to implement that. It's Section 122. It can be as high as 15%. He initially mentioned 10%, and actually the executive order was issued with 10% last Friday. But he put a post in social media in that he's going to increase it up to 50%, which he can. He
15,
can
15.
Yeah. And it can be in place for 150 days, and if it's extended, it has to be with Congress approval. So he's using that across the board.
Which begs the question, okay, 150 day on a yearly calendar basis, fiscal year basis, or 150 days period, and then after that, you have to go back to Congress, no matter what. It's not reset every year.
It's 150 days from the date of from Friday, for example, when the executive order. So it's 150 days from the date of implementation.
And it doesn't reset yearly or fiscal year.
No. He has to, he can use it one time, and then he has to get Congress approval to use it again.
So he's got 5 months of that. In the meantime, go back to the drawing board and use other tariff provisions, right?
Yeah, Secretary of the Treasury Vincent mentioned, well, they're pretty much, he said, don't expect tariff revenue in 2026 to come down. Actually, it's going to stay the same or maybe higher. So they're using this 150-day window to work out new tariffs or additional tariffs using other means, such as Section 232, which is for national security, and Section 301, which is for unfair trade practices. So be careful what you wish for, because, yeah, we got rid of IEPA, but the president said, I have other means to do it. Yeah, Section 232 and Section 301, although the president has the power to implement, they do have to go through certain processes, but he can get his way and get those processes approved. So that's what's going to happen within the next 150 days. We're going to probably see more Section 232 and Section 301 tariffs to replace IEPA.
From Interlink Trade Services, he's an expert when it comes to import and export issues. My friend Jorge Torres in the studio. And those other tariff provisions, they have exclusions on certain things that cannot be placed. I would imagine exclusions for previous trade agreements. There was a quick write-up on, I think it was Reuters on this one, Canada-Mexico trade agreement. There's certain things you can't impose, right? There's restrictions on those tariffs.
Not so much restrictions, but he understands. For example, the IEPA didn't impact USMCA qualifying goods. So with the Section 122, if there was a non-USMCA qualifying good from Mexico, it was a IEPA fentanyl 25% and 35% for Canada. But if there were USMCA, no impact on IEPA. The same thing with Section 122. If it's a USMCA qualifying product, it's not going to be impacted by this tariff. And also Section 232 for metal derivatives as well.
I want to get your thoughts on, and we talked a little bit about this, and we saw it in the last little newscast, where, for example, Brussels, the EU, they're taking a step back, going, hey, well, we agreed to do a new trade agreement with the U.S., and it was good. All these promises of trillions of dollars in investment into the U.S., and of course, new numbers on how much they're going to charge us sending stuff there and how much we're going to charge them sending stuff here. So where do you think all these trade agreements go from here?
Yeah, like we've seen in the last few months. I mean, there are trade agreements trade deals that were finalized with certain countries. Some were in the pipeline to get finalized. Some
because
were
the
getting
president
started.
used IEPA as a stick.
Yeah,
come to the table.
exactly.
Okay.
That IEPA tariffs kind of force countries to sit down with the president or the government to negotiate deals. But now, like, for example, okay, so we're going to have 15% Section 122 tariffs. Wait a minute. My deal was at 10%, so I'm going to be getting dinged for another 5%, or my deal was at 19%. Oh, great. 15% is better. So, but still that uncertainty and that confusion is making countries go back to the drawing board and say, wait a minute, let's figure it out how this Section 122 is going to impact me with the trade deal that we agreed upon. So this brings another layer of renegotiations and clarification from the government to these countries.
I think you touched on it a little bit earlier, but again, as most folks might be thinking, they're just paying attention. How's this going to affect my pocketbook? How's this going to affect prices at the store? If you look at the store, some of the tariffs are already removed. Cocoa, bananas, some of the tropicals.
Yeah.
That was in order to make things more at the grocery store, make things more affordable. So I guess the short answer would be, like you said earlier, no major changes in prices anytime soon.
No, not for now, because again, we're going to have, obviously there are certain commodities that are going to be exempt, certain food products, chemicals, minerals, critical minerals, aircraft parts, that are going to be exempt from the 122. But they're very specific for national security purposes. But as far as the consumer pricing, we're not going to see any major changes because of still they're trying to sort out what's going to happen.
I'm sure folks who are the middlemen and in retail very happy they don't have to swallow the tariffs anymore. You'll be, and I got to go, but you'll be touching on this. I'm going to send everybody over to the chamber in McAllen. You'll be talking about this on, you tell me.
Yeah, Thursday the 26th at 8 a.m. We're going to have trade talks there at the McAllen Chamber of Commerce in the McAllen Economic Development. We're going to have a panel, a DAMA group, President CEO from Belvac, which is a company that has manufacturing operation in Reynosa for heavy truck parts. Ralph Garcia will be the moderator, and we're going to touch on this subject and USMCA as well.
Yeah.
So.
I call it, when I went visit and found somebody from the Fed over there to do an interview, I found out the tacos. That's why they didn't invite me. Sergio's going to eat all the tacos. It's Trade Talk and Tacos Thursday at the McAllen Chamber. What time?
8 a.m.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
JT, thanks for stopping by, brother.
Thank you.
From Interlink Trade Services, Jorge Torres, this is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We'll take a look at sports up next.
Come into Genesis of Harlingen today and soak up the feeling of the dynamic yet elegant design and cutting-edge technology that make up the amazing Genesis vehicle lineup. Visit today and choose from a great selection like a 2026 Genesis GV70. Lease one today for $497 a month. Come see where refined sophistication meets powerful innovation at Genesis of Harlingen at 8521 West Expressway 83 in Harlingen. Shop from the entire line of Genesis online at genesisofharlingen.com.
Well, it's my turn. As I'm looking at the beautiful enchilada plate right now, getting all distracted, Freddie. At every El Pato restaurant, enchiladas verdes that are spicy, by the way. If you're like Freddie and you don't like spicy food, because, it's spicy food, I don't like it. I like spicy food. Tomatillo sauce, there's beautiful green tomatillo sauce. On the shredded chicken, the soft corn tortillas all wrapped up in that beautiful white melted cheese. The spicy tomatillo sauce, spicy enchiladas verdes, rice, bean, and the drink. It's an amazing $6.99. Something to think about for lunch, for dinner. Stack up the plates. Don't forget the daily specials. We do this quite a bit. At least once a week, we stack up the plates. Could be the chicken enchiladas or chicken guisado. The carne guisada plates. It's all so delicious. It goes down so good. It's El Pato. And right now that you might be hungry on this morning, stop by El Pato, elpato.com, or phone it in. You know where it is, down the street on the way to work. Phone in and order. Get yourself a bag full of breakfast tacos, the patos, egg and chorizo, egg, potato, egg, ham, or bacon, maybe even barbacoa. And don't forget the beans. Don't forget the cheese as well. Those wonderful, made fresh breakfast tacos, the patos, at every El Pato location. Order online, elpato.com.
My name is Sergio Sanchez. I'm a Republican. I'm running for House District 41. I'm happy to announce I just received the highest possible rating from the NRA Political Victory Fund, a grade of AQ. I'm the only candidate on either side to even receive a grade at all, much less the highest rating. Please go to my site, sergiofortexas.com, for more on my platform, including that I speak boldly on my pro-life stance. You can read about my concrete plans to lower our property taxes. Please remember to vote in the Republican primary, paid for by the Sergio Sanchez campaign.
Pain management specialist Dr. Dennis Slavin on shoulder pain.
Our website is feelingbetteratLast.com because that's what people say as they leave my office. They really are feeling better at last. Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Slavin with some solid advice on achy shoulders. Shoulder pain is very common, very severe, and often interferes with activities we enjoy, such as golf, tennis, fishing, doing chores, or even daily tasks like combing our hair. The good news is that most of the time, office-based, image-guided treatments provide superb pain relief, and followed by a specific home exercise program, can prevent the pain from returning, so you can be feeling better at last. Patients are amazed by the pain relief. They wonder why they waited so long to be feeling better at last. That's really the key phrase, what I specialize in. I'm good at getting you feeling better at last.
With offices in McAllen and Weslaco, Dr. Dennis Slavin is only a phone call away, and many say it's the best call they've ever made. Call 956-973-0565. 973-0565.
Our call letters, KURV. Our frequency, 710 AM. Our specialty, news and talk. News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
Team USA closed out the 2026 Winter Games with a historic victory. The U.S. men's hockey team took down Canada 2-1 in overtime to capture the gold medal for the first time since a miracle on ice in 1980. Jack Hughes scored the game winner in OT. Connor Hellebuck turned aside 41 shots, says he knows how much this means.
This is a personal dream, but also, a lot of people back home are very proud of us.
Team USA has now earned 3 gold medals in Olympic men's ice hockey. 2026 Winter Olympics are over as the Olympic flag was passed over to France, which will host the next Winter Games in 2030. The U.S. finished the Olympics with the second highest total medal count with 33, also earned the second most gold medals with 12. Norway passed the rest of the nations with 18 gold and 41 total medals. That's sports. I'm Veronica Moss.
AccuWeather says pleasant weather for today. Should be mid-70s and tomorrow back to the 80s. Wednesday, low 90s. Thursday, triple digits. Yeah, what we get? I'm already rounding it out Thursday. It's going to be like 97 plus on Thursday. So today is 75, tomorrow 80. There you go. And tonight, lows in the 50s. Right now, temperatures mid-40s to low 50s across the valley. Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. Again, these are numbers if you're coming back to the U.S. Let's see here. If you're going to Brownsville, 1 hour at B&M 30 at Gateway 30 at Veterans. And headed back to the McAllen area, 3540 at the Hidalgo Bridge. The other two, 15 minutes or less. Business news and a check of your money. Next on 710 KURV, the Valley's Morning News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
They're on Monte Cristo Road, just a little bit west of Business 281, behind the Madonnas, behind the Juniors supermarket. There it is, Amigo Power Equipment, and the campus that is filled with beautiful orange equipment, that Kubota equipment. I stopped by and visit with JP and Jeff. They got a fresh pot of coffee waiting for you right now. And have a conversation on what you need to do at the lease at the ranch. And take care of your property with the reliable Kubota brand. It is the number one selling compact tractor in the nation. It's Kubota. You're chopping up stuff, grading, mowing, punching holes in the ground to put some fence, whatever you need. Kubota can handle it. And it lasts a long, long time. It's rugged equipment that you need. Kubota equipment right now at Amigo Power Equipment. Some of it you'll be able to drive away with 0% financing on it if you qualify. Or you could save up to $3,500. Go see what they have in inventory. It's a vast campus. Go walk it right now with JP and Jeff. What I mentioned to you, 0% financing if you qualify, or savings of up to $3,500 now through February 28th. Get specific information at KubotaUSA.com. All the long legal write-ups on that. Or just visit with JP and Jeff and take a look at all the Kubota equipment at Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
Hi there, my name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
If you are a business owner, listen to me. Have you given thought about the future? Not the next billing cycle. I'm talking about legacy issues, opportunities to sell at top dollar. Rioplex Business Exchange for $34 a month connects you instantly with qualified buyers, qualified investors, and the tools that you need to know exactly what your business is worth. Visit RioplexBusinessExchange.com and subscribe today.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC. McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. The Transportation Security Administration said pre-check airport security lanes are operating normally. The agency's statement comes hours after the Department of Homeland Security said the service was suspended. DHS said global entry, however, is on pause for now. Natural gas prices were higher this morning as a powerful late winter storm hit the northeast of the country. Weather forecasters warned of heavy snow, fierce winds, and coastal flooding, with 35 million people expected to be affected. Merck said it will split its human health business into two divisions, separating its blockbuster cancer franchise led by Keytruda from its non-oncology medicines. The shakeup comes as the drug maker braces for the looming loss of exclusivity on Keytruda, which accounted for nearly half of Merck's total revenue last year. Futures are moderately lower. On Friday, the Dow gained 230, the Nasdaq up 203, and the S&P 500 up 47. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says highs today should be mid-70s and lows tonight should be low to mid-50s. Right now, temperatures mid-valley, upper 40s, and it's 49.50 at the RGV Port of Brownsville, also in the McAllen Mission Edinburgh area. Thank you for waking up with News Talk 710 KURV. We got Fox News coming up in about 3 minutes, and we invite you to join us at Radio Para Mí. It is the free app. You can listen on your smartphone at Radio Para Mí. Chances are real good you have no idea the condition of your commercial roofing system. I invite you yet again to call the top experts in this entire region. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. The website chamberlainltd.com. Take a look at that big menu, that vast menu, and all the different caulking and waterproofing and roof and sheet metal products, services they provide, the leak repair, the roof maintenance. It's a long list of services that they provide at Chamberlain. If you need that in the future, you're considering something like that in the future. In the meantime, get to know these good folks at Chamberlain. Learn about their almost 130 years of experience now, how they stand behind their work, their valued warranties, and their amazing commitment to safety and the well-being of their employees, folks who go on top of your roof to inspect things, make sure that they watch their step to protect themselves, make sure they go back to their babies, go eat dinner with their wives at night. Or more importantly for you, you don't have to call the insurance company because somebody wasn't paying attention to where they were stepping in. They go, you have a situation on your hands. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, where their commitment to safety is unmatched. So call them today. Get a free inspection. Yes, I said free inspection of your commercial roofing system. That way you know if you have any weak spots up there. If there's nothing wrong, they'll tell you, but at least you just made a new friend. Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, 956-655-6178.
If you've got land to work, you need equipment that works. When it's time to cut, clear, grade, haul, or build, you don't need toys. You need real equipment. At Tops Power, we've got the machines to tame your yard, your acreage, or run your landscape business. Looking for a tractor that works as hard as you do? Mahindra tractors deliver unmatched power, precision, and reliability. From hauling and mowing to loader work and property projects. Or need a utility vehicle that's tough enough for anything you throw at it? Roxor is built rugged, off-road ready, and engineered for heavy-duty hauling, towing, and getting through the roughest terrain. With Mahindra and Roxor, your land doesn't stand a chance because you've got machines that can keep up with you. And when the job's done, Tops Power has your back with expert service, factory-trained techs, fast turnaround, and a service department that keeps your equipment running season after season. Tops Power on Tyler Avenue in downtown Harlingen, or click topspower.com. Tops Power, the Guacha Tough.
They said copies for a penny couldn't be done. We said, watch us. Total Imaging Solutions. We're flipping the script on printing. Whether you're a small business or a big operation, it doesn't matter. If you need a printer or copier, Total Imaging Solutions has the right printer for you. You get the printer for a simple monthly fee and copies, just a penny or less a page. No ink or toner charges. No surprise service fees, just clear, honest pricing. And if your old printer's slowing you down, we'll trade it out and level you up. Whether you print just a couple of copies a day or need the next New York Times press, we can help. Plus, if anything ever breaks, our team will have you up and running in under 4 hours. Easy printing, fast service, real savings. That's the penny or less revolution. Call 956-664-2113 or visit copiesforapenny.com. That's copiesforapenny.com. Total Imaging Solutions, helping your business one penny at a time.
This is your news, weather, and talk station. News Talk 710, KURV, and KURV.com.
Your one and only radio station in the Valley for primary decision 2026, Lord willing, come election night on the 3rd of March, 7 p.m. We'll flip the switch and bring you the highlights, give you the big races in the area, the results, and what we're looking for is who's going to run off, right? Who's going to run off? So we'll hope you can join us on Tuesday the 3rd for election coverage. It's primary decision 2026 on 710 KURV. News is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Pop of the FBI, leading the investigation into a deadly incident in Mar-a-Lago, President Trump's home in Florida, when Secret Service shot and killed an intruder.
Authorities identified the suspect as 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin from North Carolina. They say Martin was spotted by the north gate of Mar-a-Lago overnight Sunday, carrying what appeared to be a shotgun and fuel can. Police from Moore County, North Carolina, say a relative had reported Martin missing around the same time this shooting took place.
Fox's Madeline Rivera, President Trump was at the White House, not in Palm Beach. The blizzard of 26.
Our storm has bombed out, which means it's rapidly intensified. So the conditions here in Boston are just only going to deteriorate through this morning.
Fox Weather's Melanie Black said emergency in effect in New York City. That from the mayor, Zoran Mondani, a Democratic socialist, harshly criticized for his response to the first major snowstorm last month. America's listening to Fox News.
Do you shop on that Chinese app Temu? Well, shopping the app, that's the latest target of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. He has filed a suit saying that Temu is harvesting your data, customer data, and forking that over to the Chinese Communist Party.
The lawsuit claims Temu appears to be an online marketplace to the average consumer with games to unlock deals, but it's actually Chinese spyware disguised as a shopping app. The civil suit charges that Temu parent company PDD Holdings, based out of Shanghai, is unlawfully deceiving consumers while harvesting Texans' personal data for the Chinese Communist Party. The lawsuit seeks financial relief under the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act, up to $10,000 for each violation. Texas appears to be following the lead of Arkansas in this case, which filed a similar suit in 2024. In that case, PDD Holdings denied all allegations. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
And if you're driving a Nissan, heads up, Nissan recalling over 640,000 vehicles, part of a 2 separate recall effort that involves engine and gear issues. One of those is a fire hazard. You might want to check with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and Nissan. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We're also at Radio Para Mi, the free app. Top real estate team in the region. The only one that I'm calling, only folks I'm calling, is the Ryan and Brian real estate team. If you know someone who's sitting on a property with a sign in front of their house, and you know it's not the Ryan and Brian real estate team because otherwise that home would have been sold already. If they cannot find a buyer, then you need to refer them to the Ryan and Brian real estate team, because the Ryan and Brian team guarantee that that home will be sold. All the folks who work with the Ryan and Brian team know this. Ask to your heart's content. So look, if the Ryan and Brian team can't find a buyer at a price and deadline that you guys agree to, they will buy your house from you. Man, that provided for Robert, who worked with the Ryan and Brian team. Boy, that was a big monkey off the back. A lot of stress off his back. because Robert had worked with another agent, and for 8 months, crickets, no traffic, no interest, no curiosity, nothing, nobody visiting his home to see what's going on. 8 months. He almost gave up until, thank you, Jesus, he found the Ryan & Bryan real estate team. The Ryan & Bryan team routinely sell homes fast and for the most money possible, and that's what Robert got. And you know what? When he sold his house, Robert was able to sell his home for full asking price. That could be you, amigo. So stop wasting your time. Call the Ryan & Bryan real estate team. Here's the number, 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbryan.com. That's ryanandbryan.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Bryan. Go to ryanandbryan.com.
My name is Sergio Sanchez. I'm a Republican. I'm running for House District 41. I'm happy to announce I just received the highest possible rating from the NRA Political Victory Fund, a grade of AQ. I'm the only candidate on either side to even receive a grade at all, much less the highest rating. Please go to my site, sergiofortexas.com, for more on my platform, including that I speak boldly on my pro-life stance. You can read about my concrete plans to lower our property taxes. Please remember to vote in the Republican primary, paid for by the Sergio Sanchez campaign.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website